Well, what do you do? What do you do if you've leaked pretty much everything about the iPhone 12 already? Well, how about Apple's AR glasses, huh? Not kidding. Buckle up, internet. Want tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you're sitting on the toilet right now. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to FPT Fapata, the show that gives you all latest tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you. Big, major, huge show today, so we got to jump into all that information. First, this brand new episode of our podcast, Recycle Bin, is up, available on all your favorite podcast platforms. We talked about all kinds of stuff, including the dangers of leaking, like the scary part behind the scenes for us. And get this, we were the number two show on the top charts of Apple Podcasts for technology, and we were number 38 in the top charts for all podcasts in all categories. Like, that's a big deal. But since I talked about leaking Apple stuff and Apple hates me right now, we went from number 2 to gone. Seems like we're shadow banned. So Toilet Squad, I'm gonna need your help on this one. We gotta show Apple who's boss. If you have an iOS device, open up Apple Podcasts, search for Recycle Bin, subscribe, and rate that shit. Shadow banned or not, let's make that platform our bitch. Okay, let's do the news. All right, so we got a couple stories to talk about before we talk about Apple glasses. Bear with me, it'll be worth it. First up for the day, story numero uno. New Apple Watch bands. Hang on, I promise this is juicier than you think. So yesterday, Apple released brand new watch bands, Apple Watch bands. In fact, in this case, brand new Pride bands, as well as new Pride watch faces. Now, I'm bringing this up for something very spicy, very interesting. You see, when Apple releases new products like this, especially in a surprise release, like the one that happened yesterday, they actually brief the press. So they talk to major publications that have a good relationship with Apple. They brief them about the products. Well, yesterday, a bunch of different publications reached out to me to warn me that after the briefing was done, Apple PR straight up asked them if they knew me or knew of my sources. Again, we're talking multiple publications that were briefed yesterday, pretty much all had the same conversation with Apple PR, where at the end of the briefing about the watch bands, they just straight up asked, like, hey, do you know Jon Prosser? Do you know who he's working with? That's ridiculous, Apple. So first of all, I know I leak a lot of stuff. I just want to tell you, you are looking in the wrong place. But second, it actually kind of makes me sad. It makes me feel bad that, you know, Apple's just directly asking these people that I have no relationship with. In fact, I heard from some of them for the first time yesterday, never talked to these people before, and these people have really great relationships with Apple, and it just makes me sad that anything that I do over here, screaming loud noises over here on my YouTube channel or on Twitter, would impact literally any of them and their great relationships with Apple. Plus, let's be honest, a lot of my leaks are coming like months ahead of a product launch. The press don't know that shit. I mean, I've known they're investigating me. I know they're not happy with me. I mean, Phil Schiller, the vice president of marketing, blocked me on Twitter. So yeah, I get it, okay? Y'all don't like me. But I'm just saying, you're gonna have to try a little bit harder, Apple. All right? Timothy, buddy, I see you. I know what you're doing. Also, you're absolutely gonna hate the last part of this show. So just don't watch the Apple glasses part. You can just skip that. That'd probably be best for all of us. All righty-tighty. So next up for the day, let's talk about AirPods. Say these ones, black ones right here. That's pretty cool. Finally, we're getting black AirPods. Oh, wait. Oh, that's not, those are not AirPods. These are actually the HTC U Ear. Seriously, guys? Really? First of all, what? HTC's still around? They're still a thing? You guys are still kicking? Yeah, looks like it. Look at that. They're still around. That's cool. Yeah, wow, okay. Didn't HTCU there. Am I right? Get it? Because HTCU. Oh. I'm very sorry about that joke. I'd like to move on. Yeah, so they just look like AirPods, but they're black and made not by Apple, by HTC. I suppose that's cool. But you know what? Regardless of who they're made by, I think we can all appreciate the black color. Yeah, this is what yes, I want this. I wish AirPods came in this color, but they do not, and that's it. So that's the story, I suppose. I think the real story here is that HTC is still alive. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. All right, people, this is a big moment. Like, this is going to be a moment in front page tech history that I remember for years. So it's really an honor to be able to share it with you. Let's talk about Apple glasses, shall we? Apple's AR headset, glasses, whatever. We have been talking about them for years. We've been speculating, been guessing, been making concepts for years. They are one of Apple's most mysterious products ever. No one has been able to truly dig up any solid info until now. Internet, here is your very first look at everything Apple Glass. Yep, that's it. That's the marketing name, Apple Glass. Now, how about the price? This is gonna shock some of you because honestly, I was expecting somewhere upwards of like $1,000, $2,000, something crazy. The price is $499 plus prescription. So the base model of these frames will be $500, which is shocking. And then, of course, naturally, prescriptions are an option. You can add your prescription to the frames, and that's just an added cost. So $500, $499 for the base of the frames, plus prescription costs if you have a prescription. So that's it. That's what I know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm just kidding. I know a ton more. Let's go down the list, shall we? All data processing is going to happen on your iPhone. So similar to what we saw with the first gen Apple Watch, that's sort of what we can expect here with Apple Glass. Some of you might be surprised and bummed by that, but it makes sense. I know a lot of people are like expecting some sort of crazy holograph, like HoloLens type experience, some life-changing device. So I want to sort of temper your expectations here, especially for the first generation product. But listen, it makes sense. Data processing happening and depending on the iPhone in your pocket, that price point of $499 makes a lot more sense now. Anything more than that would probably increase the price of these things quite a bit. So I'm not complaining. Now, internally, they're planning this to be a one more thing type announcement. Now, the issue here is that they want the media present at the event where they announce these things, which, you know, that makes sense. It's a major product, major new product category for Apple. They want the media, they want people there in person to be able to experience it and see it. So believe it or not, they were originally going to have the announcement in Q4 of this year, 2020. They wanted to do it at the iPhone event. So, you know, basically announce iPhone 12, announce the brand new Apple Watch, and then at the end of the show, one more thing, Apple Glass. All of that is going to depend right now on the zombie apocalypse outside and the regulations that revolve around that. There's a good chance that they might not be able to have people present, media present, at least as much as they want at an event like this, especially this year in 2020. So the other option is March of next year, 2021. But similarly to how Apple has announced new product categories before, it won't be available right on the announcement date or like even around that. It'll be available to the public months later. We're looking at Q4 of 2021, possibly going into 2022. Now, quickly, since we're on the topic, let's talk about that iPhone 12 event. There are internal talks right now of having that event in October instead of September. So I've been telling you guys for months now, regardless of what you've heard elsewhere, iPhone 12 is delayed. We will not be getting that in September. We're going to be getting it in October. That's what I said. And so now, instead of having announcement in September and then it comes out in October, it looks like they're just going to shoot for all of it happening in October. So having that event in October. So maybe, just maybe, by October, if they had the event then, guidelines for this zombie apocalypse might be loosened up a bit, and we might get the media presence at the event that they're hoping for. But who's to say? I can't tell the future. As far as the timelines go, don't worry, I'll keep you updated. So there you go. That's what I'm kidding. There's actually still more. I got a lot more. So I'm trying to get the green light legally to share a video of a prototype of these glasses that I've seen. But for now, couldn't help myself, I'll still describe some of it for you. What I saw was a plastic set of frames. Now, there's a good chance that the final version will be metal of some sort, but what I saw, the prototype that I saw, which is a little bit older, it's not current, it looks a lot like this. Now again, I want to repeat, the prototype is a prototype, not the final thing. So I'm not confident in telling you that this right here is exactly what you can expect. I'm just saying that this is what I saw. It has LiDAR integrated on the right side of the temple from what I've seen, at least in this prototype from a few months ago. No cameras actually in it due to privacy. Who knows? We might see cameras in it in the final version, but I didn't see any, unless you count a LiDAR sensor as a camera. They also come with a plastic stand that wirelessly charges them. The glasses don't sit on it folded up. They're open, they're extended, and you actually flip them upside down and set them on the stand. Now, both lenses actually display information via a UI called Starboard. You might know that the UI that you see in iOS is called Springboard, so like that, but for Apple Glass, called Starboard. It can be controlled with gestures on the frames or in front of them as well, like just with your hands. With what I've seen, a heavy focus on scanning what looks like proprietary Apple QR codes. You do with that information what you will. Now, once again, referring to specifically what I've seen here, you couldn't tell. Like, if you're looking at somebody wearing the frames, you couldn't tell that the lenses were displaying anything. Only if you are the wearer could you actually see what's being displayed. And this might be a bummer for a lot of you. Currently, no sunglasses. So I'm being told that they're having trouble getting the display to actually work properly on tinted lenses. So for now, I'm not seeing any sort of sunglasses as an option. Who knows, maybe we'll get them when these finally roll out, or maybe they'll like be sunglasses the following generation, like second generation Apple Glass, and Apple will make a big deal about it, like, you guys loved Apple Glass so much that now we made Apple Sunglass. Now, you remember those iPads from a couple months ago? The brand new 2020 iPad Pro, the one with the LiDAR sensor on the back. Now, when these came out, a lot of people were sort of disappointed. Like, this isn't much of an upgrade. You just stuck a LiDAR sensor on the back. What? Well, it's actually a whole part of a strategy, a really smart strategy, actually. You see, LiDAR on the back of the iPad that's out, and LiDAR that is coming with the iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max, all of that data, all of that AR data, if you share data with Apple, is going straight to the Apple Glass team. They are learning absolutely everything they can based on the data that's coming from current LiDAR sensors that are already out there to try to make the experience of Apple Glass as perfect as they can, at least for that first gen product. Okay, for real. Now I'm done. I've been working on this story for a while now, long time now, and I'm really happy to finally be able to hand over some information to you guys. I'm very curious on your thoughts about this. You gotta tell me. Again, looking at this full list, what do you think? Let us know down in the comment section below. Are you more excited now? Less excited? I want to know everything. Let me know. But that's it. That's the show. I know, massive one today. Hopefully you liked it. You learned something. If you did, hit the like button. If you hate my stupid face, that's cool. There's a button for that too, the dislike button. If you're new here, subscribe. Whew, have fun, internet. This one was a doozy.